In the land filled with beauty and mystery, two villages sat in the heart of Africa. Ohafia, known for its brave warriors, and Nkwobi, celebrated for its wise leaders. This village had once been allies, sharing their resources and celebrating together. However, a disagreement over land had sown seeds of bitterness, and now they were enemies. Ejike, a young fearless warrior from Ohafia, was known for his strength and courage. He had grown up hearing stories of great battles fought by his ancestors. The dream of proving himself in combat. His father, Obinna, was the leader of the Ohafia, and he had taught Ejike the ways of warriors since he was a child. In the neighboring village of Nkwobi lived Ebele, a beautiful daughter of their chief. She was kind-hearted and wise beyond her years. Despite the tension between their villages, Ebele had always believed in peace and hoped that one day the conflict would end. The tension between Ohafia and Nkwobi finally erupted into war. The lush green fields that separated the villages became a battleground. Ejike led his fellow warriors with determination, ready to defend his home. The clash of sword and shouts of battle filled the air as the two sides fought fiercely. Ebele watched from the safety of her village. Her heart heavy with sorrow, she hated seeing the suffering and loss caused by the war. Every day, she prayed for an end to the fight and for the safety of both the people of those two villages. One fateful day, during a skirmish near the border, Ejike found himself separated from his men. He wandered through the forest, searching for his way back. He stumbled upon Ebele. She had ventured out to gather herbs for her village healer and was now quenched by a river. Unaware of Ejike's presence, Ejike's heart skipped a beat. He had heard stories of Ebele's beauty, but seeing her in person took his breath away. Her dark eyes sparkled with kindness, and her smile was as radiant as the morning sun. Despite the war, there was an air of peace around her that drew him in. Before Ejike could speak, Ebele noticed him and gasped. Fear and surprise flashed across her face, but Ejike quickly raised his hands to show he meant no harm. "Don't be afraid," he said gently. "I am not here to hurt you." Ebele's fear eased slightly, but she remained conscious. "You are from Ohafia," she said. "Why are you here?" "I got separated from my men," Ejike explained. "I was trying to find my way back." Ebele studied him for a moment, then nodded. "Come with me," she said. "I will help you." Ebele led Ejike through a hidden path in the forest, away from the fighting. As they walked, they talked about their village and the war. Ejike was surprised to find that Ebele did not speak with hatred about Ohafia. Instead, she expressed sadness over the conflict and a desire for peace. Their conversation soon turned to more personal matters. Ejike learned that Ebele loved to read and had a passion for healing. Ebele discovered that Ejike had a gentle side despite his fierce reputation as a warrior. They both felt a connection that was impossible to ignore. When they reached a safe spot near the border, Ebele turned to Ejike. "This is as far as I can take you," she said. "You should be able to find your way from here." Ejike nodded, but he hesitated to leave. "Thank you, Ebele," he said. "You have shown me great kindness. I hope we can meet again in a time of peace." Ebele smiled softly. "I hope so too." Ejike back in their respective villages. Ejike and Ebele couldn't stop thinking about each other. Despite the ongoing war, their brief encounter has sparked feelings that neither of them could ignore. Ejike found himself longing to see Ebele again, even as he continued a fight for Ohafia. He admired her bravery and kindness and was captivated by her beauty. Every time he closed his eyes, he saw her face and heard her voice. Ebele too was consumed by thoughts of Ejike. She had been taught to see the warriors of Ohafia as enemies, but Ejike was different. He had shown her respect and gentleness, and she couldn't help but feel a deep connection to him. Determined to see each other again, Ejike and Ebele began to meet in secret. They would sneak away from their village and find solace in a hidden grove deep in the forest. There they shared their hopes and dreams, and their bonds grew together with each passing day. They knew that their love was forbidden. If they were caught, they would be seen as traitors, but their feelings for each other were too strong to be denied. In their secret heaven, they found peace that neither of them had known before. As the war raged on, it became harder for Ejike and Ebele to meet. The battles grew fiercer and both villages suffered heavy losses. The leaders of Ohafia and Nkwobi, including Ejike's father Obinna, were determined to fight until the end. One day, during a particular brutal battle, Ejike was gravely injured. He managed to escape and staggered into the forest, bleeding in pain. He knew he needed to find Ebele. She was the only one who could help him. Ebele was gathering herbs when she found Ejike collapsed on the ground. Her heart skipped a beat. Ejike, she cried. What happened? I was wounded in battle, Ejike gasped. I had to see you. Tears filled Ebele's eyes as she tended to his wound. She knew that if Ejike returned to Ohafia in this condition, he might not survive. You can't go back, she said. You need to rest and heal. Ejike nodded weakly. I will stay with you, he said, but if anyone finds out, no one will find out. Ebele promised, I will keep you safe. Ebele took Ejike to a hidden cave where she tended to his wounds. She stayed by him day and night, nursing him back to health. As he recovered, their love for each other grew stronger during this time. They walked about their future. They dreamed of a day when the village would be at peace and they could be together without fear. They knew it was a distant hope, but it gave them the strength to carry on. As Ejike's strength returned, he began to worry about this village. He knew that Ohafia needed him, but he couldn't bear the thought of leaving Ebele. He was torn between his duty as a warrior and his love for her. Ejike knew he had to return to his village. I have to go back, he said. Ebele, my people need me. Ebele's heart ached, but she understood. I know, she said, but promise me you will be careful. I promise, Ejike said, taking her hand. I will come back for you. With a heavy heart, Ebele watched Ejike disappear into the night. She prayed for his safety and for an end to the war that had brought so much pain. Ejike returned to Ohafia and joined the fight. His presence lifted the spirits of his fellow warriors and they fought with renewed strength. But as the battle raged on, Ejike realized that the only way to end the conflict was through a trace. Summoning all his courage, Ejike approached the leaders of Ohafia and Nkobe during a brief ceasefire. This war must end, he said. You have lost too much already. You must find a way to live in peace. The leaders were taken aback by Ejike's boldness, but they knew he was right. The war could cause great suffering on both sides and continue to fight would only bring more pain. After much discussion, they agreed on a truce. The warriors of Ohafia and Nkobe laid down their weapons, and for the first time in years, there was silence in the battlefield. With the war over, Ejike and Ebele could finally be together without fear. Their love has survived the trials of conflict and emerged stronger than ever. They knew there would be challenges ahead, but they were ready to face them together. The leaders of Ohafia and Nkobe, inspired by Ejike and Ebele's love, began to work towards a lasting peace. They built their village and forged new bonds of relationship and cooperation. Ejike and Ebele were hailed as heroes, not just for their bravery in battle, but for their role in bringing peace to their people. They were married in a grand ceremony that united the village together, and they lived happily ever after.